Welcome to another video, A Walk with Phil, and today I'm in Tipton. I'm going to go along a road today that's easily recognisable to many of you who travel from Great Bridge to Dudley. It's called Horseley Heath, and Horseley Heath has changed a remarkable amount over the years, especially all those industries that used to lie back off Horseley Heath, like Piggotts and other large engineering companies, but they've all gone now. They're all houses. So I'm going to walk up Horseley Heath and you can see for yourself all the changes that have been made along this particular stretch, and I'll walk up to the Dudley Port Railway Station and we'll have a look, see what's going on up there. Yeah, so what I intend to do today is just take you a walk up here, Horseley Heath, and I'm intending to get all the way up to Dudley Port, where the aqueduct and the railway station is. And just over here you can see this is Great Bridge, and just opposite there is an old pub called the Nag's Head. I don't know how long ago that was not trading. You can see it's all boarded and shuttered up now. It always surprises me as well how big some of these old pubs used to be. You can see how far back it goes up along Mill Street. Look. Now if we just pan round here a bit, you can see this was the old railway line that came in through Great Bridge into Dudley. As you can see, it would have gone across there where all those new houses are. This is Meeting Street, and on the site here is a little store now, but on the corner, just here on the corner of Meeting Street, there used to be a pub called the Leopard. It was there from 1852 till 1975 before it was demolished. And if we carry on up here, we'll obviously be heading into Dudley town. Done a couple of videos of Dudley, if you want to check those out. And if we have a look over the other side, there's a few stores here, and that one in particular, look, Bulldog Motor Spares. I tell you what, that's been there years and years, and it's still going strong. Very popular name, very popular place for bits and pieces for your cars. And that's Lewis Street up there. And what else we got? We got a barber's who does fades, beards, shaves, facials and more. Laser hair removal next door. And I don't know what that is, a vape store. Actually, all come in threes, don't they? Beauty, barbers and vapes. Now this is an extraordinarily busy road, is Horseley Heath. You can see quite a big place. There's the famous picture of the bulldog on the side of the property, look. Just here we've got something called Elegant Nails and Salon. But all that building in the past, in the 1930s, around about then, and it used to be a paint depot. Paint shop, paint depot, and of course there was always lots of old terracing properties all along Horseley Heath back in the day. Now of course it has to be said, this but a bit of an industrial wasteland really is around this area, because we'd have iron foundries and engineering companies, huge places that would make large structures like bridges and such like. Behind here there's places called Piggotts and Horseley Heath iron founders, and there was also engineering companies over on this side, but wouldn't know the names of those. But certainly it was a huge industrial base around these parts. That looks like it was an old garage of sorts over there. Rarely see cycles in cycle lanes. We've got cycle lanes on both sides of the road. You're going to see a lot more of that as the years progress. We've got Scott Street here on the right. You can see up Scott Street, look, it's all very much the same. There was a big engineering company. Actually, I don't know which one it would have been. Would it have been Piggotts up there? And should just let me know in the comment section what the huge engineering companies were around here. Just opposite Scott Street here, there's Providence Street just up there. On the right here, on this corner, there once stood a pub called the White Rose. And the White Rose had been there since 1856, and it was in 1972 when it was demolished. You can still see there where the trees are planted, and there was a bit of a car parking space just beyond there. That's where the White Rose pub once stood. Some of the old type maisonettes look just over at that side of the road and beyond. What they're 1920s, 1930s. Pub coming up just there on the left called the Port Ale. It's got like a conservatory of sorts added on the side, and it's beer garden as well. Look, it's a pleasant place, that one. That's opposite Scott Street. As I said, there's lots of industrial foundries and engineering companies at the rear of these. All these apartments, they've all been gone now. One of them was called Piggotts. They used to make large engineering structures like bridges and such like. There's Tame Road just down there, look. And we've got I think one of these places, I don't know if it was this one, it used to sell catering equipment a long time ago. I don't know what it does now, it's just a kind of an office block with no name. This is the dialysis centre, TIPTON Dialysis Centre. And this is Railway Street. Just show you up Railway Street now. It was a residential street once. I just want to show you something just up here, which obviously you ain't going to see anymore because it's long gone, all demolished. Got some new fancy kind of townhouses here. I think it was around about here, wasn't it? Could be wrong, but somebody I'm sure will put me right, but I would say somewhere around about here used to be a cinema, you know. Right off the beaten track. It was called the Victoria. And it was formerly an old chapel that had been there since 1859, and by about mid-1912s it became a cinema. It seated around 300 patrons, and it was but finally it got sold in 1960 to Piggotts themselves, who were over the back here somewhere, and they would use it for storing wooden patterns. But out of the boot, and it stood there in its current form with its ornate frontage for years, for another 15 years, and by 1975 it was demolished. And if you go further along here, Horseley Heath, under the aqueduct at Dudley Port, and a little bit further on, there's another cinema just up there on the left was called the Alhambra. That's long gone as well. I do remember that one though. Not as a working cinema, but I remember the building there. That again seemed to have been there for ages since it was a cinema. I think it was taken over by an electrical store. It's not quite opposite Railway Street, but just over there on this empty ground there. There used to be a pub there called the Prince Regent. The Prince Regent was there from 1825 and was demolished in 1991. Now we've got the Hebron Gospel Hall. To my right we've got very fine building, this one. On the side it's got the document management solutions, whatever they do, direct copiers. Oh, there's the old telephone exchange there. I don't know what they do with those buildings, the telephone exchange. I still see the odd person go in and out of them, but I don't know what they're doing there. This was the main post office, look. See? Long building. I do remember it when it was being used as the post office. But it's got this direct document management solutions board on the front now, so who knows what goes on in there. But this is Horseley Road, quite a long road. We'll have a look up there one of the days. You can see how big these main post offices used to be, look. There's one in Great Bridge, very similar. It stretches right back. And if we walk a little further, you can see this huge building, the old telephone exchange. And as I said, what do they do in these buildings anymore? Hopefully somebody will tell us one of the days. If I look right at the top there, there seem to be a couple of lights on. And so we continue our little jaunt along here, Horseley Heath, along this very busy road. You can see this cycle path. Cyclepaths on both sides, or psychopaths. I said psychopaths, not psychopaths. Now, just if you look over there to the left, we've got something called the nursery and preschool over there. That house was converted to a nursery, but prior to that, it was a traditional barber's. And he was there for ages. I think his name was Doggett. And his father used to work as a supervisor at JB&S Lee's. And that was his son who had that barber's over there for years. There's a newish road there, Dovecot Close. Again, probably built on land that used to be of industrial use. Yeah, look, you can see there. It's been a long time now since it was Doggett's the Barbers. Now I'm just going to point out this little bit of lawn here. We've got some lobelia and what are those, tulips. Next door's got the same bit of front lawn going on. But when you think about it, you know, how many people used to have front lawns and take pride in them? Not many people got front lawns now, have they? Front gardens. I noticed all these along here have got some lawn, but it was a source of pride, wasn't it, when the front garden, with all their bedding plants at the front of the house as well as the rear. But that's a rare sight now. There's a rather strange couple of pillars here, a couple of columns. On either side, there's a small brick wall in between. Does anybody know what that's all about? I don't know if it was once part of a bigger structure. William Keir Road down there. Discount Bed Company. Did that used to be called Vono? Did it used to be called Vono? There used to be an electrical repair company down Denby Road on the left, just around the bend. Look at that pyramid topped garage, look. We have a quick look up Heath Close. All right. So what's this place here on the right? Fancy entrance. It's the Horseley Heath Doctor's Surgery. How many doctors do we have to treat a patient in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dr. Oram, Hines, Dutton, Kaur, Coates, Khan, Rakra, Gupta, Sheikh. And you got their designated genders next to their name. Male, female, male, female. Yeah. It all seems very strange these days. What's this shop over here? Jade's Garden, Chinese takeaway and a Desi Sweets. And we've got there's a car for sale if you're interested. BMW. Look at this for an old pub, eh? The Horseley Tavern. What a fabulous looking old building that is. Eh? It's been there since 1855. It was refurbished in the 80s. Not sure if you can tell, but probably inside. It's got a nice car park as well. Got Banksy's on the front. Next to that we've got cafe, I think, fast and grill food, and another sweet centre. Oh, busy junction this one. Used to be a police telephone box here once. In the centre. There's Park Lane East over there. We've got the Tipton Wine Cider House and a chemist on the corner up there. And we've got a convenience store ahead of us. All types of mechanical jobs undertaken at this place, look. Those look rather new over there. Looks like they haven't been sold yet or let off. A few more stores just over there. We're now on Dudley Port now. This is where Dudley Port begins. We've got some signage over there to denote Dudley Port. And I'll take you to the aqueduct just ahead of me. And I'll tell you what we've got over here. We've got a Barber's, a VIP one, fish and chips, a House of Cheese, Tipton Markets and a betting shop. Car wash. A lot of them as well, ain't there, car washes? I think this should belong to down Great Bridge Street, this place. Tyre places, loads of tyre places in Great Bridge Street. And the famous Royal Oak here on the left. The Royal Oak's been there for a while, and I used to have a bowling green at the back of the Royal Oak as well. Does he still have a bowling green? It's strange how many pubs used to have bowling greens. I've yet to meet a bike yet. How the huge congestion this caused when they was constructed the cycle lane. I've seen a bike yet. There's a balloon shop over there. Well, I think that balloon shop's been there a while as well. Funny little shops, you have to climb steps to get to the front door. Do it yourself, this place. We got a barber shop. Simmons, a gentleman's grooming. Anyway, this is Station Drive. Let's go and have a look up here then. See what we can see up here. I've never been up here before. Looks like this is a cycle rack. Totally underused. Look, it's not even used. It's a 2-tier cycle rack as well. I wonder how much use it gets in the week, because this is a Saturday afternoon. Well, late Saturday morning, coming up to the afternoon now. Dudley Port School. Do you know, I didn't even know there was a school up here. Okay, we're up here to the Dudley Port Station. I think there used to be 2 stations up here. There was an upper and a lower, but the lower's gone. Dudley Port Station. That's where you get your tickets. There was a ticket machine. Across the little bridge. Up the steps to platforms 1 and 2.
E-scooters are banned from the railway. This
Crikey, look at these steps, eh?
and on-board trains. Please travel.
It's a good job I'm fit. A few steps to climb. Waiting room here. Right, we've got I don't know which platform's which, where it goes. Let's have a look at these boards here. Platform 2 goes to Wolverhampton and platform 1 goes to Walsall. Wolverhampton calls it TIPTON Horseley and the Walsall one Piggotts Stadium. Next to there, look, you can see the canal, the Birmingham Canal, just over here. But anyway, there wasn't a great deal to see along Horseley Heath. At the backs of the road itself, there would have been some quite large engineering companies like Piggotts, etc., lying well back. But now, they're, as I said earlier, they're all housing estates now. So again, all our industrial heritage along here has disappeared, as a lot of industrial heritage is disappearing on an almost daily basis around our black country towns. It's all being turned into one giant residential borough. Anyway, we'll leave it to that, and if you like the video, hit the like button and also hit subscribe and hit the notification bell for new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.